Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Rundown, where we talk about 2A news and conservative views. I will be your host today, Craig DeLuz, coming at you from the West Coast, the left coast, behind the Iron Curtain, otherwise known as the Sierras. But as we all know, I do not do this program by myself.
Thank you, Craig. My name is Mike Piroworski. I am your co-host. I am from the East Coast. That's the co-host with the most from the coast with the most here on The Rundown, 2A News, conservative views. And how you doing today, Craig? How's it going?
I'm doing phenomenal, sir. You appear to be in a different location.
I am actually with our good friends at Lion Arms. You guys remember we had Lion Arms back with us on the program at SHOT Show last January. Over here today, actually finalizing the deal. Guess who's going to be a big sponsor for the industry party at SHOT Show this year? Our good friends over at Lion Arms. He's gonna wave and say hi.
What's up, man?
Our good friends. There's one more. He's gonna lean in and say hi. Our good friends over here at Lion Arms are gonna be with us at SHOT Show again this year.
Very nice, very nice. Well, I'm glad you guys could put up my good friend Mike, since he probably got kicked out of Location Bravo.
Probably so. Now, Craig, if you notice, they're trying to apply my favors with some other stuff here. So
I know. What is that? A freedom stick you've got there?
It's a freedom stick, sir. It's a freedom stick, and it's from the fine folks at Hooten Young.
Hold on. Let me get the full screen on that one.
Oh yeah.
Hooten Young Paladin Series. Very nice, very nice. Now, where are they based out of?
They're here in Florida. They are a world-known cigar maker now, and whiskey as well. They are some combat vets, some hardcore combat guys, and they make this stuff, and it's incredible. And Craig, this one was yours, but I don't know if it's going to last the rest of the day to get to you. So,
well, Mike, I'm thinking we need to talk to them about becoming sponsors, because it's at least a Thirsty Thursday sponsor.
Oh yeah, that'd be wonderful. Yeah, get them on a Thirsty Thursday as well. Wait, I'm just going to have some water.
Right. I'm sure that is what I'm sure. What did you call that? Freedom juice?
Freedom juice and a freedom stick.
Freedom juice and a freedom stick. That is how we roll here on The Rundown. If you are not enjoying your Friday afternoon / evening the way we are, well, don't hate us, because you ain't us. Just saying.
That's it.
All right, now as we get ready to go, Mike.
Let me show some love to our other sponsors too, Craig. I don't want to neglect them. I want to say hi to our good friends over at Hitman Industries. That's hitmanindustries.net, hitmanindustries.net. Odds are, if you got yourself a rifle or an AR in the past 5 years, you probably already have one of their barrels. Well, now you could buy direct from them for your next build, or replace the barrel you have in your current rifle. We also need to say hello to our good friends at the California Republican Assembly, fighting a good fight behind enemy lines. Make sure you reach out to them and say hello, and maybe help them out a few. Dollar bill, y'all. Dollar bill, y'all. And then, of course, we have to say hello to our good friends that make excellent web gear, tactical gear, combat gear at uscombatgear.com.
That's right, folks. For all of our sponsors, the links to their websites are in the description to this program. They bring us to you so that we can bring you to them. So you go to them and tell them that the guys over at The Rundown sent you. That completes the circle of life.
Just like that.
It's just like that, folks. It's real simple. Yeah. Also, make sure we're trying to grow our audience, and just like you have any good show that you watch, you tell your friends about it, do the same. Tell people, look, if you want to watch it, you can watch it on Spotify, you can watch it on OpsLens, you can watch it on YouTube, Rumble, you can watch it on Facebook. Also, tell them if they just want to listen to the program, they can listen to us anywhere they listen to their podcasts, right? Anywhere. iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Podcast Addict, you name it, we're there. So all you got to do is just tell folks about us, encourage them to become a part of the Rundown family.
Please join us.
That sounded kind of ominous right there. Please join us. Anyway, let's go ahead and let's get into today's news. A lot has been made, folks, about what's going on with the migrants who have been who are being shipped from Texas and Florida and Arizona to other parts of the country, specifically sanctuary cities or cities that have declared themselves to be sanctuary cities. Well, what had happened was there's now an investigation. You've got Governor Gavin Mussolini calling on the feds to do an investigation. You got a Democratic governor or Democratic sheriff there in Texas who's doing an investigation because, well, Democrats are looking stupid because they're actually, once again, sending these folks to actual sanctuary cities. Well, as it turns out, part of that investigation that has started to be revealed is that, well, as much as they want you to believe that these folks were forced to get on this bus and they were misled, well, there's actually a worker who worked at one of these shelters in Texas. And what this individual is saying is that, nobody was forced to get onto a bus, right? Nobody was forced. Everybody was given the appropriate information. Everyone was told exactly where they were going and what they would get when they got there, or what would happen when they got there. And quite frankly, as far as I understand what is being said, what they were told were part of the direct policies that, once again, have been instituted in places like New York City, get a rope, where they claim to be a sanctuary city. So, Mike, what this is telling me is that the investigation that they're looking for, it ain't coming up with a whole lot. At least nothing that makes them look good.
No, and everything is pretty ridiculous. We've got a state senator here in Florida as well, Democrat Republican senator from Dade County, predominantly Hispanic county, an injunction against Governor DeSantis. It says that it's trying to prohibit Governor DeSantis from using the $12 million that they approved in the budget to help relocate illegal immigrants if they show up in Florida, to send them to sanctuary cities. That's the money that Governor DeSantis used when he chartered those planes and sent them to Martha's Vineyard with the 48 illegals that went there. The really, of course, ridiculous part of this, Craig, is that this state senator voted for and approved that budget increase to our state budget. But now he wants to file an injunction because, well, it's made the news.
Yeah, well, okay, so my guess is it was probably part of a larger budget deal, and he didn't want to vote no on the rest of the larger budget deal. That's usually what happens. That's kind of how you get these things approved. But having said that, once again, they're looking for something that just isn't there. Let me pull up the quote. So Blake Barrow, CEO of the El Paso Rescue Mission, he published an open letter on Wednesday begging the Biden administration for help on the migrant crisis. And this is what he said specifically. We have all heard press reports about busing migrants to different parts of the country. Here are the facts as I have seen them. Almost all of the migrants arrive with an idea of an ultimate destination. Barrow wrote in his letter, about 20% of them want to go to New York. The city has been chartering buses to New York to assist those desiring that destination. I am not aware of anyone being placed on a bus to New York who did not want to go there. So, Mike, once again, he's specifically pointing out nobody's being sent someplace they don't want to go. They're asking them where you want to go. They're saying New York City. And so they're getting sent to New York City.
That's it. Noticeably absent from the lawsuits against Governor Abbott, Governor Ducey, and Governor DeSantis is the mayor from El Paso, the Democrat mayor from El Paso. He has been sending busloads away, since this all began as well. But nobody has made any accusations or allegations against that mayor committing any crimes, relocating.
You know who else is missing? President Biden. Because he also.
That's right.
He also, the White House has also, the administration is also, I mean, there have been stories dating back to, I believe, the beginning of the summer or even last spring where they were putting migrants in the middle of the night on planes and sending them off to different cities throughout the country. And somehow this is all just on, the Republican governors.
Yeah, absolutely. It's amazing, Craig, that intent and criminal elements only apply to the Republican and conservative political officials, not to the Democrats.
Well, of course not, because Republicans are evil people. Democrats are good people. They mean That's well.
Right. Very good.
They love the people enough to protect them from themselves.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That's kind of it's kind of how it works. Well, by the way, speaking of protecting people from themselves, Gavin Mussolini, who is my governor, and once again, I say my governor not because I like him, not because I voted for him, but because I happen to believe in the process of elections, and even though this one didn't work out for me, and I know a bunch of people probably voted who shouldn't have voted. Having said that, he's the duly elected governor of the state of California, duly elected governor of California. Anyway. He decided that he was going to put up these billboards in states that are states that are red states. These are states that actually have stricter abortion laws than California, which one would guess is probably all 50 states, of the other 49 other than California. But specifically, he picked out about 20 some odd states, and he put billboards in those cities, basically telling people, hey, if you want to come to California and get an abortion, we'll take care of you. We got your backs, right? But what's even odder about it was that he decided to put in there, Mike, a quote from the Bible. He decided to say, you talked about loving your neighbor as you love yourself. So he includes a biblical quote on these billboards about, killing your baby. So Christians, basically a number of Christian organizations, both Catholic and Protestant, have been slamming Newsom regarding this, because evidently, when it comes to loving your neighbor, a baby in the womb is not considered a neighbor in his eyes, anyway.
Yeah, and you would think that that's the closest neighbor you can get. Maybe he considers them squatters. I don't know.
He probably does. Well. If you listen to some on the left, they're actually parasites.
There you go, parasites. Yeah, it's amazing that Gavin Mussolini used the Bible for a quote, because the only time that guy's ever seen a Bible is the Gideon's Bible in the drawer at the hotel room where he takes his mistress. That's the only.
Oh no! Wait! Not just his mistress. You mean his campaign manager's wife?
That's right. His campaign manager's wife. Exactly right. And by the way, Craig, I have a new nickname for him. I want to try out with you. I want to see if you like it. Right? We call him Gavin Mussolini after Mussolini from Italy, right? Prior to and including World War II. His nickname was also El Duce, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking we call Newsom El Ducey.
Oh, I like it. I'm going to be using it. El Ducey. Gavin Mussolini, a.k.a. El Ducey.
El Ducey, yep.
Or should we call him El Duce?
El Duce. Well, I don't want to put a fancy French spin on it or anything like that.
Well, look, he did go to the French Laundry and eat while he told everyone else they can't go to a restaurant.
Well, once again, the rules don't apply to him. Some pigs are more equal than other, if you want a nice Orwell quote to put in there.
There you go. All right, so let me show you. Here's the billboard that he put. Here's the copy of the billboard that he put up, and this is from Gavin Newsom. It says Indiana does not own your body, right? That's the one that he put out, and then elsewhere on that billboard, here's another one. He's like, need an abortion? California is ready to help. And then right here, you see down here, and let me pull it up a little bit. You can see see if I can click on it and get it a little more easy for you to read. There you go. says right down here, it says, love your neighbor as you love yourself. Oh, I was like, there's love yourself. There is no greater commandment than this. So evidently, according to Gavin Newsom, yeah, a baby that resides in your womb is not your neighbor.
Craig, I'm curious. Is prostitution illegal in California?
It is prostitution itself is illegal, although they're taking steps to, so you can no longer get arrested for loitering for prostitution. They generally don't arrest people for soliciting prostitution, although human trafficking is illegal.
Okay, yeah, and there's other crimes they're just dropping because they're saying they're low level and their prisons are overcrowded. I just want to be clear. So in California, prostitution itself is illegal, which means your government there says it's okay to regulate a woman's vagina, but the government can't have anything to do with her uterus. I just want to see where we draw the line. And evidently the line's right between the vagina and the uterus. Got it.
Exactly. I think it stops where like the fallopian tubes. I don't know. I'm doing a very, very poor job of demonstrating my understanding of biology right now. So I haven't taken human sexuality for a while.
Yeah, I mean, we can admit it. We're both guys. We really don't know how all that stuff works down there anyway. So,
Hey, looks like we got a comment here, so let's go ahead and let's let. So we got on Facebook here. We have Rick Adams chiming in, and he has series. He's like, I remember going to a musical concert honoring Dolores Hewart. I beat it up. Santana and the Escovedo family. They were phenomenal. When then Mayor Newsom of L.A. walked on stage and everybody booed him. Okay, you must have been in San Francisco because he was the mayor of San Francisco. So, not to take you down on that one, but yeah, he was the mayor of San Francisco. Yeah, a lot of people in California do not like Mussolini. He's not a very liked guy.
No, nowhere. And well, outside of California, I mean, the only way this guy's known is because he keeps attacking people that are popular with their constituents. Otherwise, he'd have no reach beyond California at all.
Well, but that's what I don't understand is there are so many people who don't like him. How does he keep getting elected? Anyway. Oh, I wish Democrats would run someone against him.
I could tell you how he keeps getting elected, but then YouTube and Facebook would throw us off the air again.
Yeah, exactly. They would. Sorry. It's called erection flawed.
There you go. Erection flawed. There you go. Erection flawed.
Matter of fact, that's our new code word for
Yep.
That's our new code word. Whenever we start talking about erection flawed, you know what we mean.
Yep. There you go. That's what it is.
All right, let's get back to the topic at hand. All right, moving right along. Our good friend, the mayor of Chicago, I will not say her name because I do not wish her to be on our program. The mayor of Chicago was, decided she was going to come out and ridicule someone who had something to say about Chicago, about her city. The CEO of McDonald's, who for some reason just has a thing about just bad-mouthing Chicago because Chicago's worthy of being bad-mouthed. I don't know why he picks just Chicago because there's tons of places that are bad. Maybe their corporate headquarters there. I don't know. But his name is Chris, and I'm not going to pronounce his last name because it's all bad. He was talking about why so many corporations are leaving, why so many businesses in particular are leaving Chicago. And he mentioned the high amount of crime that is there in Chicago. And so Mayor Lightfoot decided to say, you know what? You need to educate yourself. Like, educate yourself? Educate yourself about what? What exactly, Mike, do you believe? Now, I'm going to search here down through the story because evidently there's something that she believes he needs to educate himself about. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought that was Beetlejuice. Whew, okay. But they're pointing to the fact that she's honestly, there's absolutely nothing. She's trying to say that there are businesses aren't leaving Chicago. But Mike, I mean, we all know this. There are at least, he mentioned in his speech, Mike, several businesses that have left Chicago. And then she's like, I'm going to focus on things and not the comments of the CEO of McDonald's. I'm like, well, why?
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
what? I'm confused by her whole tenor to tell him he needs to educate himself.
Which is, yeah, we'll get to that. But yeah, yes, the corporate headquarters for McDonald's is in Chicago. That's why he's so vocal there. And the point of his story, the thing that she brought up was, he keeps saying that the reason we keep shutting down McDonald's, we can't find qualified people, is because of the increasing crime rate in Chicago. And then, it's clear, we've watched the murder rates gone up. 2021 was the biggest year for murders ever in the city of Chicago for gun violence. We know all of the gun violence that goes on there. And she says he needs to educate himself. Evidently, she doesn't look at the raw data. She doesn't look at the stats. She just only goes with, what her staff tells her. Which, by the way, is the Biden office. Because if you remember this mayor's office in Chicago has been Democrat controlled and run. Listen, your last mayor there was Rahm Emanuel. He was the the chief of staff under the Clinton administration. Under the Obama administration. So it's clearly run by the White House. Chicago is run by the White House, which is why they've taken over the crime, the murder capital away from D.C.
I don't get what her point is. I mean, we're talking here, so far this is Chicago's deadliest year. 797 homicides, the most since 1996, and 25 more than 2021 was the deadliest year. Yep. And 2022, as I understand it, is shaping up to be even more deadly. I don't get
exactly.
What does he need to, what homework does he need to do?
The reason she said this is because she's an idiot. There's no other polite way around it. What's the old saying? If you don't have less on, you have more on, and she's got it.
No, you know what? You are 100%. You are 100% correct, sir. It is asinine. But here's the problem, Mike. And just like with everything else, and you and I have talked a lot about this. The problem is many people on the left are not getting accurate information about what's going on. They're just not.
Well, because 90% of the media is controlled by the liberal media, right?
Right.
We know this. How many times do we have to say, if you control the media, you control the message. And if you control the message, you control the masses. And that's what they're doing. And that's the problem. That's the reason these idiots keep getting elected, is because you have an uneducated part of our population out there that just takes what they get from a singular news source and they run with it. They got a D next to their name, so they're going to continue to go down that route until literally they're breaking down the gates in their neighborhood to come take their things and their property away from them. And that could be riotous people like BLM did in Missouri, or the government coming to take away your property.
Now BLM doesn't do that. Right? Only Republicans riot. Only ultra MAGA Republicans riot, Mike. I am offended that you would even insinuate that anyone from that upstanding Black Lives Matter group would do anything illegal.
Yeah, listen, they even take your donations and put them in their own pocket. $10 million at last count.
That's got to be legal, right?
Sure.
No.
Well, people made donations to BLM, and I'm the leader of BLM, so why can't I keep the money?
Well, there you go. That seems to be how that works. By the way, Ricardo, I do see you there commenting. I will make it a point to let my brother, who is my brother who used to be the president of the Sacramento NAACP. And for those of you who have never gotten a chance to see me and my brother debate, it is fun because we always talk politics. He's on the left, I'm on the right, and I always kick his ass. I mean, his butt. Family show. But yes, Rick, I will let him know that Ricardo from the NAACP said hello. All right. Hey, I didn't even know we had any audience members from the NAACP. That's kind of cool. crossing all kinds of
Hey, Ricardo.
ideological lines.
How's it go, Ricardo? We'd send you something, but it's all illegal in California.
Pretty much. I have to travel outside of California to see my my really fun firearm stuff. But I guess Ricardo just noted he lives in Las Vegas now.
Good for you. Good for you. I mean, you're still fighting a Democrat, run state. At least you got a
Yeah.
good conservative mayor there. But good for you. Good.
All right, so Ricardo, I got to ask you: are you a part of the blue wave that has turned Las Vegas or has turned Nevada more Democratic, or are you a more conservative Second Amendment advocate type? So I'm watching your comments, Rick. So you can tell me, you can let me know. It's all good. It's all good. But with that, we're going to move on to our next.
I got a feeling.
What?
I got a feeling. I feel Ricardo is a part of the gun carrying community with us. I think so.
He says he's a Democratic supporter. At least tell me you're a Second Amendment supporter, and don't be a Second Amendment butt. Come on. He's laughing. He's laughing at us, Mike. Oh,
that's all right.
He's laughing at us. That's okay. Well, you know what? Hopefully, watching the program, Rick, you'll learn something. I'm sorry. Now I have to call you Ricardo because Rick Adams just sounds like a hearty America name. So I'm gonna have to refer to you as Ricardo.
Either way, we're happy you're here, Ricardo.
Shay Ricardo. All right, let's move on to our next topic before we get in trouble. All right. Now, this next one really kind of got on my nerves because, folks, let's be real. There are a lot of folks like Rick who are in the Democratic Party, right? And I don't know what Rick's opinion or perspective is on the issue of abortion. But there are many Democrats I know who abhor the Democrat Party's position on abortion. And when I say their position on abortion, I'm not talking about whether or not it should be legal, because I believe that reasonable people can disagree on whether or not it should be legal. I do not believe it should be legal, but I believe that reasonable people can disagree on whether or not it should be legal. I believe that, but I do not believe it should be a constitutional right. But here's the thing. Is part of the reason why we have seen kind of an evolution in the understanding and in the public debate and discussion on the issue of abortion is because technology has helped us to better understand the gestation process and when life begins. Well, Stacey Abrams, the president of Georgia, has come out and said that she believes. Stacey Abrams basically is claiming that the heartbeats of an unborn child, and I don't even like the word unborn. It's a preborn child. It's the child that is in the womb, right? She believes that it is a manufactured sound. That pro-life advocates, that doctors who provide ultrasounds for women prior to them getting an abortion, people who demand that or want to require that you should have to get an ultrasound before you get an abortion. She is basically saying that these are manufactured sounds in order to control women and coerce them into not getting an abortion. I just believe this woman. There is nothing you can tell me about this. She just needs to be done. I think if you are a Christian, I don't care what. I don't. If you're a believer, I don't care what party you are in, if you support this woman, there is something wrong with you.
Craig, what happened to trust the science? I thought we were going to trust the science, or was that only for when they want to jab us with needles?
That's only when they want to jab you with needles.
Okay,
that clearly is the only reason, the only time in which it really counts.
Yeah. Craig, earlier in the program, I said that the mayor of Chicago was the biggest idiot around. I'm mistaken. It only took 10 minutes for you to correct me. Clearly, Stacey Abrams is. Maybe she's the idiot instructor. Clearly, these two learned a lot of their knowledge at the same place. That this woman is still even popular in Georgia, and that she's going to get a significant amount of votes come the upcoming governor's election there is it's troubling because it means we've got that many idiots running around that believe the things that she says. We should start following her around with the microphone just so we can get a couple of good drops every day.
Oh, no, we most definitely should. But what I'm doing right now is I didn't realize that there was a video attached to this. So what I want to do right now, what I'm trying to do right now is I'm downloading the video and I'm going to pull it up here and we are going to watch this puppy. Because here's the thing. I don't want you to just take my word for it. I want you to hear exactly what she had to say. And bam, there it is. And I got it all queued up. And here it is. We're going to go ahead and listen to it.
There is no such thing as a heartbeat at 6 weeks. It is a manufactured sound designed to convince people that men have the right to take control of a woman's body away from her.
All right, so Mike, you saw, that's exactly what she said. It doesn't exist. It was a sound that was created so that men can take control of a woman's body. Because it ain't a living being. It's not a child.
Unlike her on stage, Craig, I'm speechless. I mean, she's clearly an idiot. That's about the politest I can be. And if you vote for her in Georgia, you're dooming yourself to 4 years of idiocy is what you're going to get. Georgia will be the first idiocracy if elected.
Yes, it most definitely will be the first idiocracy. Now our friend Rick is back and he's commented. He said, look, okay, I've been called everything that starts with an R, right? I support anything that's right. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing I'll tell you. I think that Rick, our good friend Ricardo, I think that he does not realize that he hasn't left the Democratic Party, but the Democratic Party has left him.
You're very right. It is clearly not the Democratic Party of old. That's for sure. Even going back just to the 80s,
right.
It's developed way beyond that. The Clintons destroyed the Democratic Party.
By the way, Ricardo, let me tell you, the reason why you are in Las Vegas, I'm going to guess, is because it was very difficult for you to live the American dream here in the state of California. And let me tell you, that is because, in no small part, because of the Democratic Party. Period. I mean, here's how I know Rick is a good, because Rick heard what I said about Stacey Abrams and he called it voodoo. Here, I'll show you. Look, right there. Bam, look, right there. Voodoo. John Kennedy. Okay, let me just be real with you, bruh. Look, if John Kennedy were alive right now, John Kennedy would be a Republican. Just so you know. Rick, I get it. I get what you're saying, man. I know you're holding out hope, but the Democratic Party ain't what it used to be, bruh. It ain't what it was when my parents were Democrats. It ain't what they were when I was born. It just isn't. It just isn't. But I appreciate you. I appreciate you tuning into the program. Keeping an open mind, listening to what is right, because what we're talking about here is what's right. Except for, and I got to be honest with you, we're going to get over here to some of our parting shots. And to be real with you, some of our parting shots, they ain't right. Just so you know, Mike. Just so you know. Mike, do me a favor because I've got to upload these. Can you go ahead and give them a quick?
Sure, I will. And I sent you 2 of them. Just do the second one. Don't do the first one. Let me touch with our good friends again here at Hoot and Young. Hoot and Young. This is incredible product. You can see the Freedom Sticks they make, and again, of course, all the fine American-made whiskeys. So reach out to Hoot and Young. You support them, you're supporting combat veterans as well. I, of course, want to thank our good friends here at Lion Arms that are hosting us today. Lion Arms will be with us at SHOT Show for the industry party, and then we'll be with them at their industry party. So you're going to get 2 nights of it, and then, of course, they're going to be hanging out with us at Radio Row, and then we'll be with them as well at their display. So you get to come hang out with us at both locations. Let's say hello to our good friends at Hitman Industries. That's hitmanindustries.net, hitmanindustries.net. If you got yourself an AR in the past 5 years, odds are you probably have one of their barrels. But now you can go buy direct for your next build or to replace the one in your current system. Let's say hello to our good friends in the California Republican Assembly, fighting the good fight behind enemy lines. Reach out to them and say hello with your pockets. You know what I mean? And then, of course, if you want some awesome combat gear, tactical gear, web gear, even if you're just going out doing some hunting and not going out all tactical, reach out to our good friends at uscombatgear.com.
That's right, folks. Once again, the links, the description, the links to all of their websites are in the description to this program. Go there, check them out. They would love to hear from you, and make sure to tell them that the guys over at The Rundown sent you. And in honor of our first story, we're going to go ahead and go with our first parting shot here. And it's, I always love these memes, the Mexican word of the day. And this one is a phenomenal one. Go ahead. Mike, you sent it, you found it. Why don't you go ahead and share it with the folks?
I love it. It's the Mexican word of the day, DeSantis. We tried to go to Martha's Vineyard, but they sent us away.
Oh man, that picture is. I think that picture is going to border on getting us, sent to racial sensitivity training.
They sent us away.
They sent us away. Anyway, folks, hey, we're a bit over, but that's okay, because you know what? We love hanging out with you guys. Mike, thank you so much for making the extra effort to make sure you could be on the program today. Tell the guys over at Lion Arms that I said thank you, and how much I am looking forward to seeing them and hanging out with them at the industry party, at their industry party and our industry party. By the way, tell them to send me some swag. By the way, people keep asking me about. They love their patch. Everybody asks me about that patch. So anyway, just tell them.
They actually have a new patch. Let me show you their new logo, their new Lion's Head logo, real quick. Hold on, he's bringing it up, so I'll show it to you in a second. They got a new lion with their new slogan on it. So I'll show you to you real quick. Here it comes in 3, 2, 1. Oops, here we go. Here it is. That's their new logo there.
Nice.
It's the lion with their little HMD. Yeah.
Very nice, sir. Very nice. Very nice. Well, you enjoy hanging out with them, man. Make sure you partake of the Freedom Sticks and the Freedom Juice, and have a very, very good weekend. And same thing to all of you out there who are watching the program. Hopefully you'll get a chance to send a few downrange this weekend. If not, just enjoy yourself, have a good time, and enjoy the freedom of being in these United States. With that, we're going to go ahead and call it a day, and we'll talk to you again on Monday. Fun day. Gun day. Peace out.